Kawhi Leonard added 34 in the win. He's addressing the media now.
Nice game.
I think we're just playing the flow of the game pretty much, trying to do everything. If it's defense, rebounding the basketball, talking on the floor, shots gonna go in or not. Our job is to keep being aggressive for ourselves and others. If Paul has it going, we're gonna go to him. If I got it going, it's gonna come to me. But if anybody else on the team has it going, we're gonna try to get them the next shot as well. Reggie played great tonight. Nico also did, and everybody on the bench coming in with energy. Luke making shots, T-Man playing defense, Pat energy. So, we just not really a selfish team. Like I said before, we just want to make the right plays on the floor.
Defense getting you just told Andrew a version of that. What was the defense? What was the difference between what you saw in the first half and what you saw in the second half, beyond just making shots?
That's all it is. It's either gonna go in or not. My job is to stay aggressive. There's no magic to it.
Thanks. Next, we'll go to Farba.
I know you listed a lot of positives in today's game, but I just want to know if there was one thing you were most impressed with in the transition from Game 2 to Game 3.
Just our effort. Being more physical, boxing out, getting the rebounds, being more detailed to the game plan. And the biggest thing is that we made shots tonight. We was getting open looks, I believe, in Game 2, and we weren't knocking them down. And tonight we knocked them down.
Next, Mark Medina.
Hey, Kawhi, now that you guys have had a second season together and more time to play together, how do you think that the chemistry with you and PG has evolved and improved over time?
It's still evolving. We came in with Doc Rivers last year, and then now we're playing with T. Luke. So, your chemistry is still growing. Like I said before in a few past interviews, Doc and T. Lou are two different coaches, so coming from one, set of plays, going to a new set of plays, you always have to, rebuild a chemistry from there. But like I said, we're just both out there just trying to win a basketball game, and, if one of us has it going, one of our teammates, we're going to look for him.
Thanks. Next to Tomer.
Hey, Kawhi, congrats on the win. We're trying to have looked at it. In the games you guys have lost, they've been relatively close losses, especially down the stretch. But in some of the wins, you guys have sometimes blown them out. Someone's won by 10, 15 points. I'm curious, does that tell you anything about this team, that even in the losses, when you guys might not be playing well, it's still a close game? Does that really tell you anything?
You always go back and see what you did wrong with these wins, and if it's a close loss. Like I said, felt like Game 2, we had some open looks down the stretch, and we just missed them. That's just the way basketball goes. We all wish we could control the shooting. All of us would be shooting 90% out there, 100%. So, like I said before, it's about playing the right way, knowing if we having defensive breakdowns, and seeing how we execute on offense. That's the only thing you can look at. If we're setting screens, are we running hard to our spots, and if you make shots or not, you got to live with it.
Thanks. Time for one more. Go ahead, Ramona.
Thanks. Hey, Kawhi, Ty's been talking to us a little bit about you and Paul having to play make a little bit more, especially when you get into the paint and creating for others, playing in that role. Paul especially has been sort of a point guard for you this year. Have you seen that? I know when he puts you in that role, is that different for you? Is it a different approach than you've had in other positions or other years that you've been out there, or is it just an escalation of what was starting last year?
It's definitely growth for me, especially coming into it last year. Just really not having that true PG. But it's a challenge. Like I always say, it makes the game more exciting. It's something different that I haven't, been through, but just areas where I could grow at, as a player. So take the challenge and just have fun with it and just play the game.
Have you done some work with Chauncey at all in that? I know I guess Chauncey's been working with Paul a lot in that role.
I talk to everybody pretty much on the staff. Just to see what we're doing wrong or ways I can get better, make the team better. But I talk to Chauncey, here and there, just asking him, nitpicking of, what he used to see and just what he's seeing now out there, just being a coach now. So we have our little talks here and there.
Oh, thanks, Kawhi.
But he left the court with a wrapped right foot. Here he is answering questions now.
What's your level of pain, concern moving forward, all of that?
I'm good. That's all I got for you. I'm good. It happened. The situation happened. I feel like I was able to go back, but no need to risk it down 16, 18 at that point. So I'll be fine.
We saw you having kind of a long conversation with Quinn on the sideline when you came back out from the tunnel. Can you tell us what was said?
Basically what I just said. It was like, doesn't make sense, to go back out there and, possibly tweak it. Just rest and get ready for the next game.
Tony Jones, The Athletic.
Did their physicality defensively catch you guys off guard? I mean, they were picking you guys up 94 feet, hard doubles, 40 feet from the basket. Did you guys react to it the way you wanted to? And what kind of adjustments can you make for Game 4 when they play you with that kind of physicality so high up?
I think we missed a few easy ones. I think that's definitely tough. They want to throw a double, that's fine. I have no problem getting off the ball. And like I said, told you guys the other day, like we all trust each other to make plays and make shots. And tonight we didn't really make shots and make them pay for doubling. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. We didn't get stops either, which kind of compounds that fact. But for us, they did a good job. They raised their level. For them, it was not going down 3-0. That was their mindset, and they took care of business at home. And we got to go out there and try and take the next one. Simple as that, and we'll make the proper adjustments. And there are things we can look at to do better, and we'll get ready for the next game.
Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune.
And you mentioned the defense. Obviously allowing 132 points. What is it that was kind of going wrong on the defense end? Because usually you guys have such a terrific half-court defense. That wasn't really the case today.
Yeah, like I said, they raised their level. They were determined to get to their spots, and we kind of let them get comfortable. Reggie Jackson started the game off really hot. I think 4-4. Paul George started 5 or whatever. They were comfortable. We allowed them to get comfortable, and I think when you have that comfortability, and then throughout the game you get confident. You continue to do, and they're going to hit shots. They're a talented team. They're guys are talented players, but we can make it tougher on them. And I think that was one thing we didn't do tonight that we did the past 2 games, and we'll make those adjustments and get ready for Game 4.
Tim McMahon, ESPN.
Hey, Donovan, on the play where you limped off, looking at the replay, it wasn't apparent what caused the pain. Was it the takeoff or was it the landing? What happened on that?
It's when I land. It's been just trying to manage it. I don't really know what else to tell you. I don't want to say too much. So, it was just a landing. But I'm good. I'll be ready for Game 4.
Rebecca Harlow, TNT. Okay, we'll come back to Rebecca. Alex Behar, Salt Lake Tribune.
Donovan, how does the complexion of the game change when Paul George starts as hot as he did and then kind of sustains the scoring throughout the game?
It's huge. He's, like I said, they're talented players. We kind of let him get comfortable, and he got to his spots, and he felt, like they're home. It's supposed to be comfortable. At the end of the day, he hit some shots, but we can make it tougher on him, on Kawhi, they combined for, 62, 63 points. We didn't have that when we were at home, so we got to come out there with the same energy and intensity to keep them from doing what they did. And I think for us, guys who aren't necessarily guarding them to make it tougher, whether it's the hedges or the switches or the whatever. I think that's the biggest thing. And credit to them for raising their level, but we're gonna make adjustments and get ready for Game 4.
Rebecca, we'll go back to you.
All right. Can you hear me now, Donovan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, great. We've seen you show a lot of toughness to play through a lot of things. Has playing through some pain always kind of been one of your biggest strengths?
Yeah, as much as I can, as long as it's smart. I think that's the biggest thing, kind of going into situations and asking, can I make it worse? Like playing on it, because obviously it sounds great to go out there and, play through certain instances. I'm not talking about myself in this instance, but like there's a lot of smart like to go and play through whatever. But if you're going to make it worse, it's not necessarily the smart move to go out there. So as long as it's a smart decision, obviously not going to be 100%, but you go out there and you try to compete, things like this are going to happen. You just got to find ways to manage it and get out there and get ready. It's not going to be perfect, but it is what it is.
What were the reads that you made? You talk about making reads all the time between the first and the second quarter there when you found your shot.
Understanding that I hadn't seen a double like that since like high school. So for me, just seeing it and kind of feeling the game, and they did a good job of it. But for me, it was just trying to find ways to get my teammates involved. And I was able to make those plays, make those reads throughout the course of the game, seeing where the double was coming from, and then also flipping it and finding my spots to attack. So for me, that was really the main focus. They're probably going to do it again, so I got to get ready for it, watch the film. And, like I said, we missed some shots, so I think I'm confident in the fact that, if we hit some shots, it's a different game, but, and we also got to get stops too. But, for us, it's like we see it, we understand it, make adjustments, and get ready for the next game.
Kyle Boone, Orange County Register.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Kyle.
What kind of resources is Mike on the sideline right now in a game like this? Are you guys, able to talk in timeouts, or what does he bring to the team, or you personally?
For me, a lot of it's just kind of like I was telling Rebecca, like the reads, what he sees, feeling the game out. Like, it's time to attack. It's time to kind of feel the game, who hasn't gotten involved, stuff that I may not see because I'm in the flow of it, Tonight we got to get Boyan more involved, but next game I get Boyan more involved. There's certain passes that I can make, that I kind of forced up some shots that I'm not proud of, and, he's quick to let me know, and I think that's what makes our, relationship really good, because he's quick to let me know and I'm out there quick to fix it. So I'll watch the film, he'll watch the film with me as well, and we'll go back and figure it out, but just have it in real time, I think, is huge. To have a guy like that who's been here, who's seen this so many games, so many times. So it definitely helps, not just myself, but it helps the team as well.
Christos Saltos for DNA out of Greece.
Hey, Don, hope you're doing well. How important for you as a team is to stay even keel after that loss tonight? And what aspects of your game you need to improve, and what your message was that about that?
You said even keel, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
I think for us, it's like understanding that they did their job. They took care of home court, just like we did, but we got to go out there and try and steal one. Understanding that the final score doesn't necessarily reflect the effort we put in and the stuff we did, but there's a lot of things we can do better. And I think that's where our mind is, and understanding that we're not going to get too low. Like after the first two wins, we weren't too high. So for us, it's like just keep it, like you said, even keel, and understanding that we got another one. This is a series. So for us, it's like understanding what adjustments we can make to get better. And then for me, what adjustments I can make to be better. I think being able to understand where the doubles are coming from, what they're throwing at me, and finding my teammates, and then defensively, I can be better too. There's so many things we all can do as a group. And I think that's the first part of acknowledging it, watching the film, and getting better.
Okay, we have time for one more. Heather Yako, All Arabia Network.
Hi, Donovan. You've been in the league for only 4 years, but what have you gathered about the importance of making the right reads in various coverages? I know you touched base on that, but if you can elaborate.
I think the first part is, slowing the game down, and that's not necessarily easy to do. So for me, kind of seeing it over and over again, you look at guys who've been in the league for 17, 16 years, and everybody talks about, how do they see things? Like Chris Paul, for example, having, 28 assists to 2 turnovers? Like, that's the type of stuff, being able to manipulate the game, that I ultimately look at, and we all look at, to try and find ways to slow the game down myself. And I throw that example out there because he's one of the best at it. But for me, it's like finding ways. Okay, they're throwing a double. I haven't seen a double in a long time, so understanding what to see, how to attack, when to pass, who's open, who hasn't gotten a shot, where the mismatches are. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But like where those things are. So for me, that's really been. I think the bubble really helped. And having that time before the bubble to really watch film of myself in depth, because I really couldn't go anywhere during quarantine. So being able to sit there for hours and kind of just watch, like what do I see? Who do I attract on a drive? And tonight I'm gonna do the same thing. And understanding that. So having that series in the playoffs and in the bubble and being able to see that has allowed me to come into this year with the same mindset and the same thought process of being able to manipulate and attack and find the guys on the wing and the corner, find Rudy. And then it's still a learning process. There's still things I'm going to mess up, but at the end of the day, being able to continually make those reads, I think is something I put pride in, and it just comes with a lot of film work.
G is addressing the win.
Game 1 and 2 versus tonight.
I think I just shot my shots. Looked to get to the shots I'm most comfortable with, and stuck with it.
Simple as that?
Yes, simple as that.
Thanks, BD.
Thanks. Next to Mark Medina.
Hey, Paul, to follow up on that, Ty talks a lot about you being aggressive. What do you think goes into doing that on a game-to-game basis?
Being what?
Being aggressive. What do you think goes into that on a game-to-game basis?
I mean, it's just putting pressure, whether I'm shooting the ball, scoring, or making plays. It's just all about putting pressure on the defense and just staying with a attack mentality all game.
Next to Mason.
Hey, PG. The broadcast all series has picked up a lot of you and Joe Ingles talking either in between plays or at the free throw line. What's your relationship with him like now? 3 years removed from the series when you were with the Thunder. What are you guys good, or what's your relationship?
I don't care about him. Next question.
Thanks. Next we'll go to Ramona.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Good.
Ty's been telling us a little bit about the work he's done with Chauncey this year and sort of playing in that point guard role and initiating the offense a little bit more. Can you just kind of expound on what your relationship with Chauncey has been, and some of the things you've worked on and things he's either taught you or taken from him?
Yeah, I mean, Chauncey's been great, man. Chauncey's been great. He's been a big influence on my game, and he's been just a great vet and a champion. Great person to talk to and have as a resource. He's been talking through a lot of me handling, playing point, and decision making, and tempo, pace. A lot of stuff from a point guard mindset and a point guard point of view. Because I have been doing a lot of creating and a lot of ball handling. So he's just been helping me through that. And a lot of credit goes to him for my progression.
Thanks. Next up, Miriam.
Hey, Paul. Congrats, man. I wanted to ask about Terrence, who obviously came in and gave you guys some good run and spit energy today. But for a young guy like that to kind of be in and out, what does it say for him to kind of come out and take care of business?
Yeah, it says a lot. I've been, the biggest supporter of T-Man and the biggest fan of T-Man. He steps in and he's a ball player, and a kid that can do everything and anything that you ask of him on the floor. So again, huge luxury to have a young guy that is just ready at all times, and so he's been great for us.
Thanks. Next to Rebecca.
Hey, PG, heading into this game, you talked about how you wanted to, take on the challenge of the one-on-one play. And tonight with Donovan, you guys held him scoreless there in that first quarter. What was your focus in terms of the way that you were able to set this tone early, defensively in particular?
We just made an emphasis that, he's not going to beat us tonight. We're going to force everybody else to play, and we're just not going to let him walk in the shots tonight and get the looks that he won early tonight.
It's time for one more. Go ahead, Ohm.
PG, what is it like when you and Kawhi got it going like you guys did tonight, scoring over 30? I mean, is this kind of, you've talked about how you guys have envisioned games like this, but when you're doing it now in game 3 of the second round, what is it like for you two?
I mean, it's great. We both understand we got to be aggressive from this point on and do whatever it takes to win. And so, that's just the mentality we had to come out, get this team on the right start offensively, and again, just be aggressive. That's just what it's going to come down to for us.
Thanks, PG.
Thank you, guys.